So in this paper, I wanted to talk about how small businesses have better corporate social responsibility due to wanting to keep a high product and quality and loyalty for their niche market. The niche market I'm talking about is people who suffer from ADHD, anxiety, and depression. In this presentation, I'm going to also address why this market is growing and why big companies are trying to get into it, and how overall them trying to get into this market is hurting the people who suffer from these illnesses. So my audience for this paper and presentation is that people who are wanting to know why, when these big companies make these products, how they become ineffective and how the popular products now become an issue. So the reason why this niche market is actually growing is because of an issue with self-diagnosis. Self-diagnosis can be described as identifying medical conditions in oneself, usually found from the internet, past experiences, knowing someone who has these conditions they think they have, and just asking about the symptoms. There are a lot of dangers to self-diagnosis, like misdiagnosing yourself with something you actually don't have, thinking you have something a lot worse, or even not knowing that you're masquerading actually a real disease. There's also an issue with doctors overdiagnosing children. A lot of kids or a lot of parents now think that just because their kid's hyper and doesn't pay attention and is getting bad grades in class, that they now have ADD or ADHD, and doctors may be using this as a way to make more money through big pharma. So a lot of treatments, there's a lot of treatments. Prescriptions are the go-to, but a lot of prescriptions have big side effects like rapid heartbeat, nausea, insomnia. ADHD medication has depression and anxiety as a big side effects, and also these medications can be very addictive. And people with mental illness already have addictive personalities, so adding on a prescription addiction is not something very many people want to do, so they turn towards alternatives like natural supplements like omega-3s, lavender and chamomile help with anxiety, with omega-3s helping with ADHD and depression. They also look towards essential oils. Essential oils have become very popular in the last couple of years, but there's not much research behind them because they are not standardized, and they research products or research studies for these cannot get approved or funded. So a lot of alternative products we found are that stress relief products, so like the Gravity Blanket, which is a weighted blanket used to help someone with anxiety, helps them sleep better at night, along with it just feels like someone's holding you the whole time. These products are very expensive, but they're highly recommended. There's another product called the Relaxo Ring, which is cheap, but it's not highly recommended. It's supposed to massage your finger and hit the stress points, and from what I found, it doesn't actually work that well. A great stress relief product that everyone seems to like are the adult coloring books. These books, you can just take your mind off them by drawing or coloring in these things, but you can't be coloring all the time. A big thing for people with ADD are the focus enhancers, so the famous fidget spinners and fidget cubes. A lot of them have mixed reviews. It's been found that when they are in good quality, they can be effective, but the cheaply made ones do not work. And a bigger issue is in schools, most of them are not allowed because they are distracting to other students, and they can be seen as a toy now because now a bunch of kids have them because big companies started mass producing them. A great little alternative I found was actually the fidget ring. It's dainty and small and not noticeable. A lot of people play with their fingers, and it's like right there on your finger. It has these little rings on them. You can just twist it around so it's not too noticeable. It doesn't look like a toy. The only issue with those is that it's not very masculine. If they made a more masculine ring, I think it would be a lot better, and they're pretty great priced. So when it comes to these products, big companies are trying to get into them because people with mental illness are very susceptible to buying products that offer alternative ways to treat their illness. They can be compared to people looking for easy weight loss, like the weight loss pills. They just want an easy way to lose 20 pounds, while people with mental illness just want an easy way that isn't a prescription to treat their illness. So corporate social responsibility is affecting the quality. The Mood Factory, a small company that helps it makes aromatherapy kind of sense. They have donated over $1 million to research behind mental illnesses and to recognition of these mental illnesses. And they have a great following because of it, because a lot of proceeds of their purchases go to mental illness, which is great. Well, Five Below, a company that's considered a discount company, they sell a bunch of products, but the only corporate social responsibility they have is they donate to Alex's Lemonade Stand and St. Jude's, which is great, but the products they're selling are a lot of times gone to mental illness, like the fidget spinners and fidget cubes, but they're not doing anything to help it. They're just cheaply producing it. Five Below is not putting the time and effort like the Mood Factory is to seeing what their customers actually really need in a product. And when they do this, like Five Below creating these products, they're taking away from the small companies' chances of succeeding. When you go into a store and you see something can easily treat your thing and you've never heard about it before, you're more likely to buy it. And when it doesn't work, you're going to think all products are fluke, when in reality, it just may be that big companies dumbed down the design so it doesn't work as well as you would get from a bigger company. So in conclusion, consumers should look for small company-made products if they want good quality and actual results. These companies are a lot more likely to do the research that's needed to make sure their quality of the product is actually correct and is going to help the mental patients. Thank you.